His feast day is on 28th April. He was born in 1673 to 1716. He was really so a zealous promoter of the devotion of the Blessed Virgin Mary and wrote extensively on her role in salvation. He wrote several influential books. Like there's a book, if you look for it in the bookstores, there's a book called True Devotion to Mother Mary and The Secret of the Rosary. Those books are very important. You'll really get so much in depth about the Blessed Virgin Mary. Right now, what most of us know are just the, let's say, things that are up. But when you read these books, you'll really get into the roots about the Blessed Virgin Mary. So he founded the Company of Mary, a congregation of priests dedicated to promoting Marian devotion and missionary work. Some of his quotes of Louis de Montfort. The first one, he says, Mary is the earthly paradise of Jesus Christ. I think that one, it's self-explanatory. Then the second one, he says, the more one loves Mary, the more one loves Jesus. Because you cannot claim that you love, like, I cannot claim that I love your son and yet I hate you, the dad. It's kind of not reasonable. So that's, it says the more one loves Mary, the more one loves Jesus, like they go hand in hand. Then the third quote by St. Louis de Montfort, it says to be truly devoted to the Blessed Virgin, one must be detached from creatures. That one, I don't know how to explain it so much. Maybe, brother, you'll help later. You have to be detached from creatures. Then the fourth one, he says the rosary is the most beautiful and the most rich in graces of all prayers that touches most the heart of God. And the other quote, he said, if you want to convert anyone to the fullness of the Catholic Church, he says, lead them to Our Lady and let them pray the rosary. If you want someone's conversion, like maybe you have a relative, left the Catholic Church, a son, a kid, went into these born agains, other religions, if you pray the rosary faithfully, it will lead that person to come back to the Catholic Church.
Amen.
Then he says, the rosary is a powerful weapon to put demons to fight and to keep oneself from sin. Just like the way the other quote said by Saint Padre Pio, you cannot go astray like when you're praying the rosary. You cannot, for sure. Temptations will be there, but you cannot go astray. And sorry, what I forgot to tell about Saint Padre Pio, we are soon celebrating his feast day, and his novena has begun today, 14th. The 23rd, we shall be going to Kabula Murio, just not very far from here. That will be his feast day. So those that love Padre Pio, he was a very holy man. He suffered a lot. He persevered. He was persecuted by the devil, beaten, real being beaten. They come and pull you from the bed. Like the way St. John Vianney, the demon used to come and burn his books. Padre Pio was... I'm not talking of stories. Some of you are really wondering, is this guy talking a film or what? But these things really existed. Because there are people who lived with Padre Pio. Right now they are very old, but they can testify how the devil used to torture him. Because he was very holy, all the time praying. He was a great confessor. He used to confess people for 11 hours. People loved to go for confession to him. So the devil hated it. He would come and try to beat him, disorganize him, to try to make him quit God. To even reach an extent when the Vatican persecuted St. Padre Pio, because they were saying the wounds he bore of Christ, the stigmata, they were saying they were self-inflicted, that he did them to want to get people. So the Vatican had to first stop him to make investigations. But later they realized that these wounds were really the true stigmata that Jesus had on the side, on the legs, and on the hands. And when he died, all those wounds disappeared. That's when people really said, true, this man wasn't fake. So Louis de Montfort is another quote. He says, Mother Mary has no interest than to unite us to Jesus and to make us like him. So let us always recite the rosary. Then he says, when Mary has struck her roots in a soul, she produces the marvels of grace. Then lastly, he says, if you say the rosary faithfully till death, I do assure you that in spite of the sins you had, even if one leg was like going into hell, if you've been saying the rosary devotedly, the rosary will save you. Because Mother Mary will be like, my son, my daughter used to say it. Maybe let's say you died and suddenly, like you're going on the road and the car knocks you, there's some sins you didn't confess, like you had some mortal sin. Mother Mary will come to plead for you on that judgment and will be like, this was my son, he tried. So that's all that I had to share with you today. Thank you.